All right, let's talk about something we've all felt. That weird, sinking feeling you get from an apology that sounds right, but just feels completely wrong. We're going to get into why words can feel so hollow and why, at the end of the day, real change is the only apology that actually means anything. So let's just jump right in with a question that gets to the heart of it. Seriously, think about it. Someone hurts you, they say they're sorry, and somehow you walk away feeling even more confused or alone than before. How does that even happen? It's this super frustrating pattern, isn't it? You know the one. The words are there, they might even look you right in the eye, totally sincere. But then, time passes, and you're right back in the exact same spot, dealing with the exact same behavior, feeling the exact same hurt. It makes you question everything. And that right there, that's the absolute core of what we're talking about today. Our brains, our hearts, our sense of safety, they don't operate on promises. They operate on patterns. Real healing and trust are built on a consistent, reliable pattern of behavior that shows us, hey, you're safe here. This is different now. You know, we have to remember what a real apology is, even for. It's not a magic word to make a fight go away. It's not a tool to make the person who messed up feel better about themselves. Its only job, its primary job, is to actively repair the harm that was done. It's the first step in actually rebuilding something that got broken. Now, this is where it gets so tricky, because an empty apology kicks off this whole emotional chain reaction inside of us. First, there's that little spark of hope, right? Okay, maybe this time will be different. But when the behavior doesn't change, that hope just sours into confusion. And from there, it's such a short leap to doubting yourself. You start asking, am I being unreasonable? Am I asking for too much? And then boom, self-blame. And that's the most dangerous part of this whole thing. It's like a sneaky magic trick. When someone can just say sorry and expect everything to go back to normal, the pressure to move on lands squarely on your shoulders. Suddenly, the focus isn't on what they did, it's on your reaction to what they did. The responsibility just gets quietly passed to you. I absolutely love this quote because it hits on something so deep, so primal, really. You can't logic your way into feeling safe. Your nervous system doesn't listen to language. It listens to evidence. And the only evidence that actually convinces your body that the threat is gone is seeing new, consistent, and safe behavior over time. Let's actually break this down because when you see it side by side like this, it is crystal clear. Words, they're just sound. They tell you an intention. And yeah, maybe they give you a little temporary comfort, but change creates actual, tangible safety. It doesn't just say there's a commitment, it proves it. And that's the stuff that really builds trust and leads to repair that lasts. Okay, so that brings up the big question, right? If change is the only thing that actually works, why do so many people get stuck just saying the words over and over again? Understanding the why behind this is so important if we want to break the cycle. A lot of the time, it really just boils down to this. They're trying to manage their own discomfort. An apology is the quickest route to ending a tense conversation. It's a way to get forgiveness without doing the hard work of actually changing. It's about wanting access to you without having to be accountable for how they treat you. It's often more about them than it is about you. This is a huge one. It's like two people are speaking completely different languages. For one person, saying sorry is like hitting a reset button on a video game. The issue is over, let's go back to the way things were. But for the person who is hurt, healing isn't a reset. It's a rebuilding process. It's about understanding that work is needed to create a new normal, one where that harm doesn't keep happening. It's a process, not a single event. And we can't forget the hidden cost to you in all of this. This isn't just in your head. It's a mental and a physical exhaustion. Your body is stuck on high alert because it's learned that words don't equal safety. And over time, you start to lose trust not just in the other person, but in your own gut, in your own judgment. That's a heavy price to pay. So, okay, what does the good stuff look like? What's the anatomy of a real apology? Well, it's got 4 essential parts. First, acknowledgement. Here's the specific thing I did wrong. Second, impact. I get how that made you feel. Third, and this one's huge, responsibility. That was on me, period. No excuses. And finally, the part that holds it all together, change. Here is my concrete plan for how I'm going to do things differently. And I really want you to hear this. If that 4th part, the commitment to change, is missing, the apology is not finished. It's incomplete. You are not being too sensitive or holding a grudge for feeling unsatisfied. You're just recognizing that the most important part of the repair process is missing. This kind of leads to a tough question, one we really have to ask ourselves. At some point, we have to zoom out. Stop focusing on each individual "I'm sorry" and look at the bigger picture. Because a pattern of repeated harm followed by the same empty words, well, that's not a series of accidents. That's a system. And the pattern is the answer. This distinction is such a game changer. Forgiveness is something you do for you. It's internal. It's about choosing to let go of resentment for your own peace of mind. But access to your life, to your energy, to your trust, that's external. And that is not a given. It has to be earned back through their consistent changed behavior. You can forgive someone from a distance. When you really think about it, an apology without change is, well, it's basically them handing the entire mess back to you and saying, "Here, you deal with this." They're asking you to carry the full weight of the healing, the pain, the disappointment, the anxiety, all by yourself. And that's just not fair. The repair should be a shared effort. So let's end with this. If you feel tired, just bone tired of words that go nowhere, listen to that feeling. It's not you being difficult, it's not you being demanding, it's your heart, your mind, and your body wisely asking for proof, not just another promise. And that is never, ever too much to ask. In fact, it's the bare minimum for real healing.